Okay, so it's technically still morning, but it's almost 11 a.m. Eastern, so I'm not going to get this one up when I normally do. I'm not even sure what time my BitChute video finally decided to post, or if it did. Let me just do a quick check for you. Ready on BitChute. Okay, when was it ready? Let's see. Well, it just says July 14th. At 12:56 p.m. Coming a full hour and a half. A full hour and a half. Let me let that sink in. A full hour and a half after I uploaded it. So, didn't get that link out on time. My apologies for that. Hopefully everything goes well with this one. So let's get underway, shall we? By the way, I'm seeing the new argument on Tabletop RPG. Twitter is over maps, and I just don't care. We're going to go with yesterday's reading. If you saw it yesterday, great. If it's a little too long for you, perhaps you'll catch Razorfist's video on his channel, The Rageaholic, where he says, don't cry about culture, become the culture. And it encapsulates what I was talking about yesterday. A curtain call. A curtain call on getting involved in someone else's drama, just stepping back and letting it ride. Besides that, Monty appeared yesterday and he lets us know that time is valuable. Don't waste yours. Sure as hell I'm not wasting mine. I said my piece on the issue and I'm moving on. And it comes from a guy I've blocked anyway, so... Yeah, why did I block this person? Well, namely because they're insufferable. They're never coming to my table. I didn't consent to being in their culture, and they don't want to be part of mine. And that's fine, but they're going to go on their own. They will be insufferable on their own. Personally, I think it's the way it should be. They're obviously doing it for attention. I say let them. Let them erect another goalpost. That seems to be the only thing they're good at erecting, because that at least moves. Let them erect another hoop and light the thing on fire. I will not be jumping through it. I'm just going to go and do my thing. Write my books. Write my little adventures. Offer them to you, and if you choose to accept and play them, wonderful. Or I'll make videos and edit them and send them out. It's all good. But since my time's valuable, I'm going to spend it doing what I do best. Just like the reading said. So the question is, what will you do? How are you going to take this weekend? I can tell you for certain this weekend is, it's going to be pretty challenging for me. As I have to work this weekend. Yay. You just feel my excitement. Alright. So, getting right down to this bad boy and getting your reading underway, because I do have a bunch of stuff to do today too. Well of Weird. What do we always say about this card? This card comes up a lot. We had Yggdrasil with the Will of Weird right next to it. This was a guide card that day, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was the Nine Worlds card. And then this card was the guide. Today this is you. Tomorrow it will be you. Day after it will be you. What do we always say about that card? Your magic is real. Might as well believe in it. Might as well exercise it. Your magic is not some superhero power coming in to swoop in and save the day, right? Hey, who knows? Maybe it is. I don't know. What are your talents? What are your abilities? What is your focus right now? Because if your focus is constantly trying to battle this bullshit we're up against, if it's constantly calling out the illusion no matter what the hell happens, you're going to be, well, you're not really accomplishing much. And you know what? Eric July over at the Young Rippa channel decided to start his own comic book company, and within a day or two, over $1.5 million did he raise. It angered people because they are now calling him the black face of white supremacy, don't you know? That didn't stop him from raising that, like, over 1.5 million. It didn't. And there's still time left to go. He was only looking for 100,000 to start his company. Let me tell you, that is a man who believes in his own magic. And he can prove that it's good. Also, speaking of Razor Fist, he wrote a pulp novel called The Long Moonlight. And as he put it, it sold better than even he expected. And there's another sequel novel coming too. I should probably get them and read them. And I probably will. So, we'll see what your guide's like. The thing. You know, I'm not seeing diplomacy here, you know what I'm saying? Collaboration. You need to work with others. See, your magic's pretty potent, it's good on its own, but what if you combined yours with someone else's? What if you really put forth that effort, inspired someone else, and then brought them on board? Wouldn't leave everything up to you, would it? Well, I'm certain that there are people that said, you know, I got into independent comic creation to avoid all the bullshit from a publisher. I got into independent game making to avoid all the bullshit from a publisher. I got into independent video game making so I wouldn't have to listen to a studio tell me what I can and can't put in there. Common thread is they didn't do it alone. No, they had help. And believe one thing, they had people supporting them. So while they may take center stage, there's a whole lot of people behind the scenes you didn't see. Takeaway from that is, you're not going to be doing it all on your own. That's actually good news for a change. Because while what you do is up to you, the success is going to depend on your ability to work with others. So let's see what we've got for the spirit animal. Chameleon spirit. Let me tell you something. A chameleon can actually blend into any of his surroundings. It's a survival mechanism. If the chameleon is hanging onto a tree, he takes the color of the tree bark. The chameleon is hanging out on the feathers of a peacock. Guess what? He becomes that color. Hanging out in the grass, he's going to look just like the grass. on a leaf, on a flower, it doesn't matter. That's exactly what they do. They blend into their surroundings. So, what does it mean to act as if? Well, that chameleon's acting as if he's just a part of the tree. Don't notice me, I'm not here. Don't worry about it. Keep moving along. You're going to have to act as if the opposition to you does not exist. You're going to have to act as if you're 100% supported because you are. You're going to have to act as if what you do matters because it does. Now, I think we're seeing that very clearly right now. Let's have a look at your mental state and see how that's doing. Got a King of Wands there. That's a great start. We got the Empress there. And we got a Four of Coins. Okay, so starting here, mastering that creative energy. Really knowing what you want and going for it. Don't worry about imperfections. Don't worry about mistakes. They'll come out in the wash. You can work out the bugs later. Just get it down. Again, you've got it. You might as well act as if you do have it. Also, nurture it. Be kind to yourself and to your work. Because your work is everything right now. But here's a little trick. Don't get married to whatever it is you're absolutely holding on to. Let it take shape. Let go a little bit. Let the work kind of write itself. And it may come out a mass of rambling, jumbled, garbled nonsense, but you can always go back and work through that. It's fine. You know, creative people tend to do all kinds of really cool stuff. As a matter of fact, it's you right now. And some of you are thinking, well, you know what, I don't have a creative bone in my body. I couldn't draw a stick figure. Well, can you write? Can you phrase things certain ways? Can you do that? Then do it. Work with someone else. Someone else can do the artwork for you. Can you proofread better than anyone you know? Can you spot punctuation mistakes? Then do that. Off for that. Do you know where to get the best deals? How to figure out how everyone can get paid fairly? Then do that. Find those people who need an artist. Find those people who need proofreading. Find those people who need writing services. Find those people who need administrative services. Pull it all together, and what do you have? You have a business built on a creative project that is sure to sell at some point. Once it's released, of course. You will find a market for it. You will find people ready, willing, and able to shell out their money to buy what you produce. Sure, your name might be on the byline with 2 other people. There'll be a whole lot of administrative people in the background never getting any recognition whatsoever, but guess what? When the work gets the recognition, so does everyone else. So, physically, what are we looking at here? Got a 6 of Cups there. That's a good one. Queen of Wands. Excellent. And a reverse tower. Oops. I'm dropping cards here. Okay. See, like I said, one take, uncut, I'm dropping cards. If you think I gave a damn about what anyone would say about that, well, I wouldn't have left it in, would I? Your generosity is going to pay off for others as well. That little step you take, that little thing you do for someone else, you may consider it small, but guess what? Someone else is going to be like, that means the absolute world to me, that little act of kindness you did. And it's going to matter in the grander scheme of things. Now, every king has a queen, and this further reinforces what I said about the king a while ago. Now, she's good to her creations, much like the Empress, and lined up with the Empress, she nurtures them. But if you, like I have noticed a little something, watch this. The king faces this way, the Empress faces forward, this guy also faces forward. This one's facing this way, looking right over to the Queen of Wands, so giving someone else that little creative impetus, perhaps just a writing prompt. And if you're the one that needs one, someone's going to be giving one to you. But you have to know what to do with it. You have to know how to take it. You have to know how to nurture it. Oh, when babies are born, they're born unable to walk, unable to communicate. In fact, mostly what they do is they poop and pee a diaper, they suck on a pacifier, they eat, they sleep, and they cry. Maybe you can make one laugh occasionally. But until they grow into the sizes you and I have, that's what they do. Your creative work is no different. When it's initially born onto your screen or onto your paper, it's not going to look like much. In fact, you might not have a lot of confidence in it. But if you keep playing with it, you nurture it, eventually comes to full term. And also, the Queen is also looking this way, toward a reverse tower. Now, we've always said, with the tower upright, that yeah, everything may be falling apart, but once you have that foundation, you can always rebuild. Nothing's falling apart now. This is not the catastrophe. In fact, there isn't a catastrophe. This is rebuilding, or this is building, and that's what you need to do. Something constructive here. So far mentally, you're in a decent place, but you're just holding on to a little too much, something a little too tightly. Let go of it a little bit. Let go of that control. Kind of step back a little bit. And it's okay to give. It's fine. It's okay to give back. If you feel like something has given so much to you and has enriched your life, it's okay to give back. It's okay to give back creatively. As long as you're doing something constructive, you're fine. So let's see what the Spirit has to say. We've got a star. We've got death. We've got a page of pentacles, or coins rather. Oh boy. Okay, so I really don't see a lot of bad news here. In fact, I'm seeing some pretty good news. And so far, I think this weekend's going to turn out pretty good for you as long as you do it right. So, let's have a look. We all know about the star. The star, everyone looks for the brightest star. What makes that star so bright? What makes the rock star, or the TV star, or the movie star something you want to constantly look at? Is it that they do a great job at acting, no matter what role they get into? While you still recognize the actor or actress, they're different. They really get into that role, right? The rock star, the music star, whatever music they play, they really do it well. That's what it is, doing it well. What are you doing well in your spiritual life right now? Because if you're not doing so well, that's where death is involved. And when death is involved, something has to end. That something being whatever it is that is not serving you, whatever it is taking you away from what you do well. This is the sign that it needs to go. And it needs to go now. Because believe it or not, Page of Pentacles in reverse can symbolize luxury. But it can also symbolize bad news. That's a card that can go either way in reverse. So, what you have is essentially a choice spiritually. Spiritually, you can do what is good for you, what serves you, what builds you up, what lights you up from inside, or you can just not, and then you're going to get some pretty bad news. But if you choose to kill off that which is not serving you, you can get luxury out of that too. So if you take it in context of the mental and physical, it's all looking like good news. You know exactly where to go. I don't really have to tell you anything. It's ringing a bell right now, and I can tell. Going to White Light Oracle here. Right there, mentally, Spirit Owl of 852 hertz. Let's have a look at that and see what's going on. I can tell you one thing about owls: they're predatory animals, and they're strong, and they're nothing to be fucked with. But you know what? They're actually pretty majestic and pretty peaceful. You know, you pet them right there on that little part of their head. Well, they're just the sweetest little things you ever met. They also take well to people who help them out. They're not known to attack people. But boy, if you're a rodent in the woods at night, I would not want to be you. But here's the thing. You're going to have to recalibrate yourself. Okay? You have a divine purpose. It's in progress. It's not always smooth, but it's safe to be fearless as you gently hold space for new ways of thinking. You have to live and see to emerge. You're encouraged to let go of opinions and belief systems that cannot support you in higher frequency states. Pretty soon you're going to be recognizing a truth that cuts through confusion and frees you to proceed with a much better understanding. So what is it you're holding on to? Because this almost looks like a Degas moment and a half. And it's something you need. Looking from here to death, to this, to this, to this, I can see a lot of connections right back to this card. So Shaktipat of Seahorse is what's next. Honestly, this artist's rendition of a seahorse is one I've never seen before, but wow, look at that. That is beautiful. Really love the intricate details of that. Makes a lot of sense. So physically, are you at peace with who you are? Here we go. You ready for this? You're going to have to get rid of this need to conform to social ideals which have no true resonance for you. You're going to have to entrust your intuitive recognition of which environments and relationships harmonize well with you, supporting your spiritual growth and well-being on all levels. So relax, and you shall attract all you need. You know, it goes right back to thought. Whatever you think is going to become your reality. I used to be like deathly scared of dogs. That's a weird thing to be scared of to me now. Now I see that a lot of dogs that were chasing me because they wanted to play with me. I just didn't know how to take it. But for many years that was a reality for me. Now if someone's big pit bull is running toward me, it's probably about a 99% chance it wants to just play with me. It just wants a little attention, just wants a little pet. It's all me and went friend. I'm not afraid of them anymore. I'll drop to the knees and play with them for a little bit. I'll let them lick on my face, it's fine. So now, with you, what is that mental block standing in your way? Because once again, we're pointing right here, we're pointing right here, we're pointing right here, 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 these two, all of this, linking in with these two cards, what are you holding on to that you need to get rid of? Because right now, those ideals, those peers of yours that are going around going, no, 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 you shouldn't do that. You could do so much better. Really? Okay. What benefit do I get from going your way? Where is the line? Where does it stop? Ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before, I will say it again. When nothing you do is good enough for someone, do nothing for them. Literally do nothing. Do your thing alone, let them go away. Let them shriek. Let them screech. Let them do whatever the hell else they want. You do you. I don't have to like it. I don't have to support it. Likewise, you don't have to like what I do. You don't have to support this. It's fine. But we all make our own decisions. You need to make yours. Alright. The sooner you get that in your head, the better, by the way. We have Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. I mean, come on. We got the Lover's card earlier in the week, and this is looking like an oracle version of that. Right? Those partnerships that just work. Those partnerships that are just, we're going from letting go of the blocks to finding that which harmonizes with you. Yes, everything has a frequency, 852 hertz. If you need some proof of that, jot it down. 852 hertz. You go on YouTube. Going to sleep. 852 hertz. Tap on, pull up a video, especially the ones that say black screen. Pull up a video and just listen to the sounds while you sleep. You're going to wake up feeling great. You want to know how I know that? I do it. I do it a lot. But a Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. It's a pretty great card to have. You're going to have to just let your true self be seen. So you search for that deeper spiritual purpose, the opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you've been in pain, this oracle brings you a message of joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith and wisdom than in judgment or doubt, and commit to that spiritual path. Know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a little while. The only way out's through it. Simple as that. And when you do it and you come out stronger, there's going to be a whole lot of people ready to support you. There's going to be a whole lot of people ready to support you through this. But you're going to have to make that decision. And for the runes, we have Yera, Wunyo, holy crap, and Algiz. Everything. I don't even think I need to take you through this. Do I? For those of you who have been here a while, maybe you don't. For those of you who are just showing up, thank you, by the way. And for those of you who've been here rocking with us from the start, thank you as well. This is success earned. This will be all the benefits you reap from the fruit of your labor, period. That's the only place it comes from. Victory. Success, awakening, and protection. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to consider all the little wins that have been going on. All of them. For the people who have decided to put themselves into the mix and produce something, they found there's a market for it. A very big one. Let me tell you something. You pick up a movie and you watch it and you love it, and it's not lecturing you or talking down to you, or a book, or anything, any bit of entertainment, whether it's a game, a book, a movie, art. You know when it's just good. When it's something you'll just enjoy. You can create that. There have been people who've done it. They've gone through the minefield. They've shown you the path through it. And guess what? They're successful. The people over at Biggest Geekus, namely Joe, have decided to create a drive-through RPG alternative. Of course, I will be throwing my support behind them. Drive-through RPG no longer has my support. As a matter of fact, I've canceled my account with them. I put money where mouth is every time. I created this channel. I didn't need YouTube's permission to do it. I didn't need CloudHub's permission to do it. And CloudHub, a very small and vocal minority, have been over there railing against my channel as much as they possibly can, and I'm still not asking their permission, consent, approval, or anything. If they want explanations or apologies, I invite them all to go purchase a lottery ticket because their chances of winning are far greater. I don't need the cards to tell me that. Likewise, you don't either. But considering all these little wins, and some will tell me, hey, you know what, your channel on any given day gets into the single and double digits. Yeah, well, sometimes it gets into the triple digits too. And I'm okay with that. You know, it takes a while for a channel on any platform to become very popular. Even with algorithmic fuckery going on. All I need is you. I don't need 10 million people. I've done this stuff right here for 5 people. I've done it for 1 person. I've done it for 10, I've done it for 20, I've done it for 3,500 people at one point. It's nice to get all those pairs of eyes on the channel. It really is, but is it necessary? Not for me. The difference between the messages that I'm delivering to you and the messages others deliver to you, others are delivering messages that say, well, we support a certain thing, and everything that we read is in support of that thing. You know what I'm in support of? You getting on your own 2 feet and doing what you do best. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started to enter one of the biggest cracks in the illusion. And soon, that illusion's going to crumble to nothing. It'll be rubble. A vague memory. And those trying to prop it up are going to get buried underneath it. So what are you going to do? And that's really my question. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. And here's the best summary I can give you. You're going to start believing in yourself, whatever that takes. You're going to start working at that thing you do best. You're going to act as if you have absolutely mastered it and you've been doing it for years. And you are going to come out on top. You are going to get rid of all the naysayers. You are going to get rid of all those people that say you're not good enough, or that it's not enough and you must do this, that, or the third. No, fuck them. You are good enough. You've done it. You will do it again and again and again until the day comes when you are recognized for your talents, your abilities, and your skills. In the meantime, you will develop them. But you have to make the decision to do it. You have to make the decision to finally squeeze the trigger on it and fire that shot. And just remember, in the words of the great one, Wayne Gretzky, you always miss 100% of the shots you never take. And you will always be sitting there wondering, what if? What if I had just written that one thing? What if I had just started drawing that thing that's in my brain? What if I had just painted something? I don't care if they're miniatures. I don't care if it's something you made out of a cardboard box and construction paper with crayons. Damn it, create. And maybe, just maybe, it's just a great start. It's just the foundation for what you're building tomorrow. Lay that foundation. It might be the most boring slab of concrete you have ever seen, but you know what's going to go on top of it. And if that thing is solid, it will stand for all time. But you have to make the decision. I thank you all for being here. I thank you for listening to me bloviating on and on. I thank you for staying all the way to the end of these videos. Just remember, the reason I tell you this is because I love you all. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. I want you to absolutely do what lights you up without anyone's permission, consent, or approval, and without anyone's permission, consent, or approval, I want you to shine on. Alright, so, wow, what a reading. God, that was a bomb. Big one. Whereas, Mila Jovovich said in The Fifth Element, big bada boom. That was, crazy big. You know what, though, few people are like, you know what, I don't know, I don't even know where to start, I don't know what to do. Well, let me tell you something. Let me show you something. How thick does that book look? Not very, is it? Probably about maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I still consider this one of the greatest tabletop story games ever devised. In fact, I'm reading through it again. And I'm still finding new stuff in there that I was like, ooh, that looks like a lot of fun. Not a whole lot of rules to playing it. As a matter of fact, let me give you the synopsis of it here. It says, 10 days ago the world went dark. 5 days ago they came. Keep moving, don't lose hope, and stay in the light. I mean, come on. That doesn't sound like fun, I don't know what does. But if Stephen Dewey doesn't write this book, I don't have it in my collection. Would I have come up with it? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I want you to look at this thing. This is like about, I don't know, let's see. It's about 500 and some odd pages. 500 some odd pages for this book. And some of you are thinking, how the hell do I write something like that? Well, that's what this book is, and I've been reading on it too, a little bit by bit, when and where I can, and it's great. It's great work. And guess what? Print is not that small. That's what I think that's what contributed to the mass of pages, was that the print wasn't all that small. I imagine you could have gone with smaller print, and I would have had to remove my glasses and get a little close to it to read it, but you know, it is what it is. You want to know how that book started out? I can tell you this much. It's a collection of articles. It's a collection of articles, and guess what? Link for the book is down in the description below. You can buy yourself a copy or someone else who might be interested. Started as a collection of articles. Articles written for a magazine known as Iduna. A magazine I've read a couple times. I wanted to contribute to at one point, but that just never happened. So what was I going to contribute? This? It didn't pan out, but it didn't pan out for, not because this wasn't good, it just wasn't a good fit, shall we say. And then of course, the group associated with it, I ended up kind of going my own way from them, so no hard feelings, that's the way it happened, that's the way it went down. But I'm still doing these videos, aren't I? Don't need a group to connect these things to. But there have been people that have thrown their support in behind it. Namely you. Just by watching this, you throw me a little support. And I thank you for it. Those who have thrown a like or a comment or a share or a subscribe my way, whether it's on Twitter or MeWe or any other place I'm on, yeah, you supported it. So I know someone out there is supporting it. Hey, people have thrown me decks. Decks and tarot cloths they've been given as gifts, and guess what? They're supporting it. Don't need $1 million to do it. Don't need 1 million views. Don't need 1 million subscribers. Just need you. That's it. So if you're wondering, where do I start? Start anywhere. Anywhere you want. I don't care if you're just pulling up a word processor and you're just typing "the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog" over and over and over again until you come up with a novel about the relationship between a fox and a dog. Or maybe a cat and a mongoose. Guess what? Witcharoo produced these cards. They are on every episode of my channel unless it's Straight Tarot Tuesday or Moonology Monday. I believe in them. I endorse them. Link in the description down below. I don't know if she took that down yet, but if she didn't, then they're still there and you can probably still order them. I don't know what the shipping is going to look like on that, but you know, they are coming from Australia, so keep that in mind. Shipping may be just a little on the pricey side. It's fine. These days, you know, shipping to another country, when is it not pricey? I hope you're making that. I hope after watching this video you've made that decision. The decision's yours. That thing you want to work on, that thing you wanted to write, that, you know, that book, that painting you wanted to do, whatever it is. I hope you made your decision. Hey, it's mine to do. Because whether you think you can do it and you're gonna do it, or you believe that you're in no way, shape, or form creative enough to do that, well, you're right. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I'm here to tell you. Those were the messages given to me. I gave them to you. Now you make up your own damn mind what to do with them. So the question is, what do you want to do with them? Information's there. And then I'm subjecting you to watch me clean up. That's something else. That's why I say, if anybody's staying till the end of these videos, thank you. Because I don't know what the hell I'd do without you. I'd probably just be doing these to open air. And you know what? Probably still would. Oops. Probably still would be doing these videos. Just because, well, for me, they're just a little, it beats keeping a journal. Keeps my hand from cramping, so if you're getting something out of my little tarot journal here, one take uncut and that's how it goes, well, that makes me happy. That's all I need. That's why I didn't monetize the channel. That's why I do the little gift exchange instead. I think it's easier. rather than making you sit through ads. And if you're on YouTube, you need to be using an ad blocker if you can. Please do. I did not consent to, and do not consent to, Google making money off my videos without cutting me in on the deal. In fact, no matter what video platform you're on, use an ad blocker. Alrighty, there we go. Haven't used that Raven's Prophecy deck in a while. I was thinking I was gonna use it today, but I was like, nope, holographic tarot. We kind of need that. Needed a little more illumination. Raven's Prophecy can be pretty dark at times, so wanted to light it up a little bit. But anyway, I am headed over to High Notes. Why? Because I got another card to draw for you. I'm doing another spirit guide card for there, just to kind of see how it lands. I will see you there. Take care.